What is up, guys? We are back. Road to 300 kilos, episode 64. First session into this little roadblock, I guess you could say, on this knee rehab. So, we've been doing a lot of isometric work, a lot of slow eccentrics, Bulgarian split squats, things like that. The session that you're watching is actually my first little bit of ollie that I've been doing. And you'll notice I'm not wearing weightlifting shoes. I'm actually wearing some like Brooks running shoes. I eventually take them off and just do these barefoot, but I'm doing these high block power snatches, like no foot power snatches with a paused overhead squat as well. And the whole theory that we kind of have is that I'm using a little too much quad, not enough glutes, and my feet are maybe turned out a little bit too much as well normally. So a lot of the stuff that you're going to be seeing, my feet are going to be straight because I walk and just in general squat pretty, I guess, what would it be, bow-legged, like feet, pointed out to the outside of me. And pretty bad sometimes, even in my starting position, like on my Olympic lifts, they'll be sitting pretty far, pretty turned out, meaning when I catch, they turn out even a little bit more, and then my knees in this kind of compromised position, and so when I stand up in the squat and the knees come in a little bit, like they do, like the knee valgus is what it's called, where they kind of come into the inside a little bit. They're in a really compromised position because my feet are pointed out so far, and I've got a lot of like internal rotation, and my pressure is kind of like at an angle, if that makes sense. And you'll see this when I get on my toes a little bit. This was my first set where they were barefoot, and that's not a good set because we're trying to use a little bit more glute med, especially, so kind of the side glute, and trying to feel that in the bottom of the squat and in the start position and in the catch. And that's the theory anyway. I'm going to trust it. We're going to see where it goes. The feet do turn out a little bit when I get into the bottom position, just naturally. I try really hard to not let them turn out, but they turn out a little bit. But that last set was definitely better, and I'm happy with that. So I had about 6 to 8 sets of that. Just pretty light power snatches, and then that overhead squat. Now we've got some sled drag work, which is a pretty classic movement for rehabbing a knee. But I'm about a week and a half in, and I'm already feeling, the knee's already definitely feeling a little bit better. It doesn't hurt nearly as much when I'm pushing into the ground, because that's where it's been hurting, is just anytime I'm like squatting and putting force into the ground to stand up is when it hurts. It doesn't really hurt to like get down into a squat position, but it hurts when I want to stand up. And it's even bothering me, like I said, in my day-to-day life. I'll be on the ground or something, and I like have to think about the easiest way to get up, and I don't want to do that. That's dumb. So we've got the sled drags plus these kettlebell swings, and again, my feet are straight on these as well, and I'm really trying to feel the side glutes, the glute med, in the bottom of this kettlebell swing here as well. And then I'm really squeezing the glutes together, and that's kind of going to be the whole thing, is strengthening my weaknesses. We're not necessarily going to change, how I am as a weightlifter, but we need to strengthen my weaknesses. That way, when my knee is in that compromised position, I'm strong in those positions, if that makes sense. And also doing this isometric work and the sled drags and things like that, that's going to help rebuild and repair the tendon as well. The isometrics get a lot of blood flow into the area, hopefully get some repair. So then we got these supinated bent over rows. I do end up climbing weight. I just want to kind of show you guys each set of what I'm doing. Not each set, but each workout, just one set. So like I end up doing a few sets of that sled drag and kettlebell swing. I'm doing a few a few sets of this. These are called Kelso shrugs. So I'm doing these bent over supinated rows, and then these Kelso shrugs. I don't know if I'm doing these 100% correctly. They get pretty hard. I'm supposed to do 15, and it's a pretty tough superset. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm also doing a lot of upper body work. Since we're rehabbing the knee, I was like, well, it'd be kind of cool to get like a bench PR. You know, I never really bench press very much, so it'd be fun to do a bench press. Let's see what I can get up to on that. You know, just general upper body strength. So here we're doing this tricep superset, which is really tough. So you're doing 10 at this supinated, and then I'm stepping back and doing these kind of these pull downs. 10 here, and then I hop over to the tricep rope behind me, and I do 10 and 10, same way, but not in this supinated position. The idea is external torque versus internal torque. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of any of that type of stuff, but basically, like, these are sort of different muscle groups within the tricep on each of these movements. Now, granted, the overall tricep is working on all of these workouts, and they definitely get tired after a while. But you're kind of using a different torque chain in each of these movements, with my hands closer together here, and the hands turned differently. The movement definitely feels different. I had to drop weight because, you know, you're doing almost 40 reps of tricep extensions in one way or another, with this little superset non-stop. So it's tough, but it's a good finisher. And then the last thing here to round it out is these on these slant board holds. So just squatting down until I feel a little bit of pain, until I feel some pain, and then I'm just holding for like 30 or 45 seconds for a few sets. And I'm doing it kind of in front of something, that way in case I get a little bit off balance, I can, you know, catch myself, kind of like that. So yeah, a little bit shorter video. The workouts in general are a little bit shorter, so hope you guys don't mind, but that's pretty much it. That's some of the stuff that I've been doing. Hopefully the knee's already feeling better, and hopefully in 4 to 6 weeks we can get back to some hardcore training. I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, peace.